Like, so you want to make sure like your peak is like here before you edit, right? If you're going to go for that type of edit. Like whenever I shockwave, I'm always like, look around, like I'm looking like here, your focus here should be like, who else could third party me? Practice playing realistics with like actual realistic mats, like play the game. And again, your drop is fine. Like you have a good drop, you have good mechanics, but if you want to be like the best dropper, like this is going to separate you. Hop in the call, get on the grind. Let's go.
Yo.
Yo, it's good. So I saw on the Gamer Sensei you put a VOD review link, a 17-minute video. You want to watch that first?
Yeah, we could go through that. That's like I said before, my main problem is like I feel very developed like mechanically, but I have a huge problem with just applying those mechanics to game and even more like playing more aggressive or proactively. At the start, I did some free building, and then after that, there's a box fight. I went up against Sword Dylan. I put like 5 of the matches in there, and then after that, there's like 5 ranked games.
Okay, bet. Let's do it. This is perfect.
I just added my job here in case you had to critique anything, but I know I'm mostly here for like the fighting, so you can skip to like 5:20 if you want to.
I'll watch the drop. Yeah, I'll watch the drop.
I end up correcting the marker here because it's kind of hard with Lavish, but
that's good. I would say the drop's pretty solid. Yeah, no, it's pretty solid. Let's see we hit the marker.
I try to hit it from like a 90-degree angle here, but I'm a little low already.
Okay, so like dropping, like, I always draw this like analogy here, but dropping in Fortnite is always like your best drop is going to be you jump out the bus and you're like it's super gradual, like not even like down to like the marker, like it's just like a straight gradual line to the marker, right? Versus like kind of what you did there, which was great. It kind of looked like this, like you're kind of going and then like you kind of pulled up a bit. Right, and then you went down like that, right? Like that's just like, and that's fine. Like not to say like what you did was wrong, but the way you do this first marker here, the black one is by muscle, like it's muscle memory. Like you can't, like this one means you don't look at the marker at all, like going down. Like this is like, see here, like you were looking down at the marker, like right now to make sure you hit it.
So it's more accurate for me.
Yeah, so I'm saying, yeah, like this is fine. Like like what you're doing now is definitely solid enough, but muscle memory, like this is like S tier right here. And this just means you just do this by marking the same spot and landing there the same POI every game. So like that's for me at restored reels. Like I know my markers and I can just hit them without having to either mark it and without having to like look at the marker. And so that way I can have the absolute perfect glide. I will say one more thing here. Was like your glide could have been maxed out a bit more. Like, and I personally like to do that. Like again, because it helps with like, if you max out your glide, like of course the market, this was a good example. You could do it because you're kind of going a distance, but if it's closer, then obviously you don't have to max out your glide. Do you understand what I mean by max out your glide? Hello?
Hi.
Do you understand what I mean by maxing out your glide?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, here, like you definitely can tell, like you're looking down more than up. Like you could be looking a bit more up here and creating that like a little curve from the beginning, right? Because this is all kind of slowing you down. Like this, like let me change the color to like red, right? You're kind of like, you're looking kind of like down, like a lot more, right? And then you kind of go down like that. But you could definitely be like keeping the steady line of just like up and then gradually curving it, right? Like how it kind of goes like that and then hitting your marker.
Okay.
But this is fine. Like in a competitive game, you're going to have a pretty solid drop here, minus like the looking straight down part. Like you should try to work on that. And then what I like to always do when I like when I'm, because like I said, S tier drop, best drops, if you're competing against the best, like all the pros, right? Like they're all going to have pretty solid drops. These are going to give you the biggest advantage. Like this black one is going to give you the best advantage when it comes to dropping. And so with that being said, like the way you can check your marker is pretty simple. Like you're gliding and you can look up and down. Like when your glider pulls, you can look up and down. It doesn't change your speed at all. It doesn't slow you down. Doesn't do anything wrong. So what I always do is I have that perfect glide. And then as soon as I pull my glider here, right here, I'll look straight down because like, again, it doesn't change my glide, but I can see, okay, did I hit that marker? Right. And that can be your check to see if you hit the marker, because if you didn't hit the marker, then you can play for different things. Right? Like, okay, I missed the marker. I'm more ahead of it. That means I'm going to be higher. That means I can go to the back building here. You know, I can play this route. Right. Because if you land lavish like competitively and you know what to do, then you know that like what would happen if you pulled your glider a little high, or what would happen if you pulled your glider a little low. Like if you pulled low, you're going to have to land short. Right. And you have to go for like maybe the south through area or whatever. But So that's why I like to always do that. Like I'll glide in and I'll just look straight down at the right at the very end, like after I pulled my glider, because again, it doesn't change my speed. And then, yeah, like I said, you can use those clues to be like, okay, this is, now I have a better drop. Now I have a worse drop. And this is what's going to happen off of this. Like all spawn is like a lot of predictions, right? A lot of Fortnite is like planning ahead in predictions. Like what could this guy get if he lands roof and I mark the guns? He has, okay, now he's a pump, he's an AR, he's got minis. Okay, I need to get something like that, or I know I'm outlooted, right? Like those are all things that you can like pull to trigger your decision and how you play. Of course, you get the pump here, but
I'm on count here. I just showed the drop.
okay, so
I cut to it in just a second. Yeah. And I hear a pump a pump pull out, so I go in there. He's not there. Third party.
that peak is super practicable, by the way. Like that over the floor peak is like you could literally go in creative and just nonstop practice that. Like
I'm not sure why my pump didn't shoot that first time, but then he ends up shockwaving away, and the person behind him is an NPC. So I just go back to this fight.
that guy's
Yeah, it wasn't very good, but
being able to get that quick edit though, right? Like what we talked about box fights. Like you're here, like this wall right here, the close wall to you, like you'd be able to hit that wall.
right. I know he's gonna run away in the water, so I try to get ahead here.
Yep.
Oh my god, bro.
Also, for me, I mean, I just caught myself doing it in the moment. Like this is just something I just, like I said, I just caught myself doing this. Like whenever I shockwave, I'm always like look around. Like I'm looking like here at the POI. I'm looking like at these like in the POI. I'm trying to see if I can see like a minor movement of a character. Right. I'm looking far. I'm looking not like necessarily to the left because like you can't really see it. It's more so the POI. Like your focus here should be like who else could third party me? If there's anybody like maybe on the outside farming or like you just because like if you're so locked and lasered on this guy, you're just gonna be getting third partied and you're gonna get killed. And in like an actual stacked game and not ranked, like it's definitely more important. But like you can do that. You can scout and still follow this guy, right? Like you know he's going left. Like you again like his predictions, like right if he swims, if he's here. He's only gonna go in a certain direction. He's not gonna turn around. He's only gonna either go straight through Grimgate or left, right? Like the way he's going. So you can use this time to like scout around. Like all this could have been scout time, like looking around you. And now you can like lock back on. Like okay, now we're ready again. And that gives you that little advantage that you never know could separate it from keeping you alive or not.
Yeah, I saw someone spawn the walls, but I couldn't find him, so I went to high ground here.
That guy's not real.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
That was a bad peak though, right? Like making this as your first
Yeah.
edit. Like again, no cone in your box. This guy like also not only like this is not something that a pro would do. Like I mentioned that like they might make an edit with no cone in your box or no stair, like to have a certain peak or to play off of a ramp. But this is an angle that you wouldn't even see a pro do because this is so far back that this guy can stare you and like box you. Like he can get this stair and the right wall and the floor in your head and the back wall, and you'd have one wall if he was quick enough. Like so, you want to make sure like your peak is like here before you edit, right? If you're gonna go for that type of edit, like where you don't have a stair in your box.
Gotcha.
But again, that's
also
50-50. Huh?
It's also still early in the season, so the people aren't super great. I haven't had a shit ton of time to play ranked either. So.
Yeah. No, you're good.
It's just me killing the boss, but I get third party just after I kill it, so. And to pickaxing him out of ammo.
That guy just missed. Like that, you should be dead.
Right, yeah, I know. But
Like you can play out that like you can edit reset there, like to get that special angle you want. You don't have to go for a shot right there. It's fine. And then yeah, just the gun being super busted. But like being quick on your edits, like being quick on your feet, like knowing that you can edit this, reset this wall, or edit your cone, do a bunch of different options here instead of just letting him run in. Also, yeah, that like I don't know if you ever played zero builds back in the days. It was like last year with like Saudi and all those qualifiers, but it was all like the bigger bubbles, and like the bubble advantage is insane. Like never like I know this is like a rare thing now because the bubble's so like useless in a way, it's so small, but like the bubble advantage is actually wild. Like it's actually like he can hit you every time. Like his peak is just so much more efficient.
I thought he was gonna jump at me because I've never played against Ceice before, and he was popping the fizz. So
Yeah,
that's why I did that.
I mean, that guy. I would imagine that guy accidentally did that peak on you. Like he only did it once. I would have taken full advantage of it and done it multiple times. But that peak is like you can't do anything against it. You have to pre-fire it at anything.
It's getting Ceice, so I want to get out of there.
Yeah. Also, just a preference for me, like in game, anytime I'm playing any tournament, duos, solos, whatever, doesn't matter, ranked, I'm never gonna ADS like this on a box. This is gonna let me get headshot sniped almost every time. Right, like even here, like sitting still while healing, I will never stop moving in ranked. Like, and I don't care if that means that like I still get sniped, I still do. But this means you're gonna get killed, like you're dead, like you're here, like you stop moving right now for like a second, like that guy's hitting the shot, 100%, like. Right, even you're barely moving. Like, right, I'm moving, I'm going back and forth, and then here you're ADS. Like, this is no matter where you are on the map, like this is a free headshot on you. Like, you're still standing still, right, barely moving. Like, so like you could just simply AR, you're like this. You're on the ramp here. You're like this. I'm reloading, but you're moving left and right. Right, you're like coming back and forth like this. Is the same thing. Like, or you're throwing in a jump, or you're just doing that, right, instead of standing still ADSing.
I just got impatient here, and I ended up dying.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, yeah, you called it. It's just you got impatient, and
I tried to get a floor or a stair in there, but
if you know he's in his cone too, his only play is to go down or just die, right? So like, same thing if you ever catch somebody in their cone, like up here, right? Like if you box somebody and they're like in their cone, right? You don't sit here and just like spray and just play this angle. Like you're gonna like spray, make them like panic. Now, this is your top cone, right? They're like stuck. You're gonna spray, make them panic, and then they're gonna have to either edit down, you get a free pump, or you're gonna spray them down and reset, and they're gonna pump, and then you can go for like your angles, whatever. So like, if someone's ever in a cone, it's like an insta win almost all the time.
Oh my god, bro.
He just bailed out.
and then this is just another job, but we don't have to go through this.
And then yeah, dropping like that, like if you're ever pulling your glider, again, just small tips with dropping. Like if you ever pull your glider, knowing that you're gonna like that delays you. Like you want to be perfect. Like this, the drop that doesn't go like this and then pull glider and then go like this and pull glider. Like that's like all gonna like, you know, that's all gonna catch you back.
Right,
Someone's gonna beat you.
Then it's just uncon again. Wasn't really anything to this, but thought I included it. This fight took forever for just the jive and box strategy.
The jive and box strategy.
Swear to God, that's no. Literally, keep watching.
Is that what you called it, bro?
That's what I call it.
You talking about the snail? You talking about the snail?
Not,
you just called it the jive and box strategy.
It's not even no, because I know what the snail is. That's 4 boxes. This is 12.
Bro, no one. That's not a thing, bro. That's not a strategy. That's a drone play. That's just a drone.
I get impatient. Get dropped down.
That's crazy. The banana is so busted.
Yeah. I stare over him though.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I always just leave the bots. They're just, I don't even care. They're
it's because the last fight I didn't add it in, but the bot kept griefing me with grenades, so I just wanted to take care of this guy.
Yeah, some of the bots, like those are the busted ones. Like that guy's just gonna spray you, but the grenades ones is so annoying. Peace.
Fuck.
He just ends up doing a million boxes.
Also, like, you could have killed that bot while you're on the flag to avoid getting scanned, you know? That's what I would have done. Now you're still scanned. You can still see exactly what you want to do.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like I'm surprised this guy didn't know you're gonna, like, that guy can see you right there. That's crazy that you just didn't do anything. He knows you're gonna, like, he knows everything you're gonna do. Like, he's watching you. And this is just the beauty of pressuring from multiple sides, right? Like, you kind of did it there, but like, just if you did it more often, you would have won this fight already. Just like, the guy can't do anything but make space. And you're just so one-dimensional in box fighting.
That's the person I left earlier too.
Also, okay, I saw this earlier in your fight, but I didn't mention, like, earlier in another clip, I didn't mention it because I just, like, whatever. It was like this, it was one of the early game fights where you kill like a bronze player. Like, it was like this fight, maybe, I think, like one of the ones back here, like 924. And like,
Okay.
your mechanics, like, all look the same. Like I watched you free build, and I'm glad you put the free build in, but like, you're just, like, everything you're doing is just like, you go up like this, and then you come up and you hit, I can't build, but you come up and you hit one of these and you go up and then you're here. Like, it just looks like you're doing the same thing every time. And like, what I would advise for you to do is like, because what you're doing is all like, it's all creative-y. And like, this is the problem with like people. I'm not saying that you are a creative warrior or whatever the definition of that would be, but like, you're just doing like, this is like unnecessary. Like, that is like, and then you're here and triple at it, and then you're here and like come around, and then like, at least leads to like what, like, that guy just made, like, that guy's, all that guy did was, while you're doing all that, is just dead. Like, he just hit you 100 and then you just traded. So what I want to advise you to do is just practice playing realistics with like actual realistic mats. Like, play the game. Like, I promise you, if we 1v1, it's going to be a way different experience than if in game, and it's going to be the same experience in game and in creative. Like, I'm going to play the same way. I'm going to play like constantly looking at you, playing weird angles. I'm going to be playing jump shots. Like, I could be off no warm up and play the same like cringe style of just like low mat conserve. Like, you know, I'm here, I'm going for a pump shot, I'm coning, I'm coming out. Like, all this is just like, I'm constantly looking at the player, right? And this is just something that I've developed over time of playing so much in game, that like, I can have this play style that's like not super, like, I'm not doing this and trying to hold box in. Like, while I can break it out, I can, you know, piece somebody up, that's great, but like, none of that is needed when you can just play really slow and simple. Like, I think a great example of it is like, Marius is like a super mechanical player that just has recently been popping up, and he is like the type of player that can do all the flashy things, but when he comes to like the moments of like in game, right, and it's, you know, certain situations, whether he has low mats or just any in-game situation, he's gonna take the most insane, frustrating peaks. Like, he'll take like these edits where he'll just be here, and then he'll come, like, he's just, if you haven't seen Marius play, you should definitely check him out, because it'll open up your eyes to like how you can be fast and also have a really high fighting IQ. But for me, like, I'm just the type of person that's going to be taking a lot more like jump shots and just be looking at the player more, rather than like having to do some crazy triple edit. That's just not me, and that's just out of my character. And it seems like for you, it's out of your character, because you aren't some like mega piece, like mega like god edits, phase sway. Like, you're just not that guy, and that's fine. Like, yeah, we both want to strive to be that guy, because that's gonna get us to where Marius is at, right? And that's like perfect mechanics. Like, he's definitely probably top 1 fighters in EU, top 1 fraggers, top 1 mechanics in EU. And of course, that's a big region, so like, speed all matters, but playing within your like wheelhouse is important, right? Like, this isn't necessarily in your wheelhouse to just do this, and also it just burns more mats. Like, this is unrealistic. So I would say play like actual realistics. Like, speed realistics are good, but the actual, I think there's still a thing. Actual realistics are like, that's what gets you good. Like,
realistics.
Yeah, finest realistics. Like, those are genuine realistics. Like, the speed realistics are quite literally just like you spawn in, you teleport, and you're just spraying in, and it's just like, it's like a TikTok-y thing. Like, you know, it's just brain rot. Like, speed realistics is just like, if you're just bored and you have nothing else to do, you just go play those. It's not gonna help you improve drastically.
No.
I think I'm not. I tried to place a stair in there, but it didn't play, and then I was out of mats, so I couldn't shoot him.
Yep.
Done at it. One.
Yeah, and you look down, and you missed the drop too. I think you saw that. Also, this allows you, when you check the drop like that, like what I mentioned, how like muscle memory, how when you're gliding in, and then you look straight down at the drop, like you're not gliding, but your glider's pulled. and you're looking straight down at the drop just to check, like that is like the way to check the marker, not like this whole like down up. Like that whole movement is what slows you down. And again, your drop is fine. Like you have a good drop, you have good mechanics, but if you want to be like the best dropper, like this is gonna separate you from the pros. I hate this POI.
Oh my god, bro, this guy's not real.
Yeah, no, just impulse twice.
Oh, that's not.
And I burn all my mats, which
Yep.
it causes me to die here.
Bro.
Yep. I hate this spot.
I know I should have covered myself and shit in the bot, but it was ranked.
Yeah,
I didn't care to do that.
You're right.
I messed it up, but I play to my advantage and just box more. I
Hey, just let him in. Window edit. That's the beauty of having like a two wide like edit, right? Like if you're here, like I know you didn't have it set up, but like this is like perfect, right? You can let him in and still get your reset, like pump and still get that reset. Oh my god, almost died. But yeah, like that simply is just fixable by making a snail, right? If you know what the snail is, then that would be the exact time to pull it out and be quick in making it. And also, if you do want to take a peek there, it has to be a window. Has to be the window 100% of the time.
My goal was to reset there, but I think I had bad crosshair placement. Didn't end up resetting when I did it. I'd like reset the cone there.
Reset.
Yeah. You're right. That's exactly what it was. That's just practice, right? That's just practicing on those resets that we talked about earlier in the box fights.
This wasn't even like a
No, it's
good
huge.
kill or anything.
I mean, that's a great kill. Like in a tournament, like using, you didn't do it in the earlier fight with a banana popped on, like when you're fighting outside Grim Gate, but using your like mobility to catch people off guard. Like I'm always doing that. Like I saw like your banana was ticking out. Like it shows in your character when the banana is like going out. I'm always gonna go for like a pump shot like this, where I jump around and hit a shot like that. Like obviously the banana will swing me further. But if you're using like that's huge. Pop the guzzle, go fight this guy. Like this guy is, you're unkillable. Like almost. Like you just jump up layers and it's insane when it comes to fighting. Like if you're gonna take another fight right here, like I would pop another guzzle and jump on the guy's head, because you can jump around the guy and then on his head again. It's just like you can't do anything.
This guy's 0, and you can tell by the way he's gonna play. But
Yep.
Fuck.
Yep.
got full suit on there. I don't know what I could. It was probably something I did before I died that caused me to end up like
Well,
that.
the guzzle would have helped you climb up layers faster. You wouldn't have gotten stuck right here in this box. Like you're here, like that's just the quick reset. Like you know he's gonna go for it. Like also that's peak, right? Like you don't have to be on the floor here going for a wall. Like you can be like here going for it and he can't really do anything, or you just play like here and he can't really do anything, right? Like those things could have changed it. And then he goes up, and if you have the guzzle on here, like you're jumping up, like you're out of this, right?
Right.
And he gets that, he breaks the floor and then gets the cone out of it, which is, and then you getting stuck is just unlucky, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah, like here you know you like you can see him, right? Like he's gonna go this way, like he's going west here, like you can see that wall's placed, he's gonna go that direction, right? Like so you miss the side jump or whatever, but knowing that has to be your first wall to break. Like if you see a player like here, right? Like, and I'm gonna go out this way, like I'm gonna go out and this is my first piece I built. Like that's the first this and the cone, like the wall cone, and then I'm here and then I'm making my snail and then I'm connecting it all together, right? Like making it look all pretty. And boom, now I'm like healing up. Now I'm doing my thing, and now I'm playing my angles. But yeah, I've seen that before with somebody else. I forget, but like their first like maneuver when they came out the box was to like go like this, and then they put this wall, and the player was like here, right? Like the guy got the wall, let's say like this. They like reset the cone, or they put a stair in their back, and they like didn't put the wall first. Like it has to be like the same muscle memory of like, okay, he's on my wall here. Let's say he gets at it, whatever he's getting it. I'm getting pressured. I'm gonna go out this way. I'm holding my stair. Okay, got it. Has to be like this. Like you go out like this way and around, like right. Even if you're like when you make boxes, like for me, I always go to the left, right? It doesn't matter. I'm always like left around to the right, like this, right? But if a player pressures me and I have to go out to the right, I'm flipping it to the other side. Like I'm changing the way my box goes, right? So same thing there. Like you just have to pressure. Like you have to block the wall that you know he's gonna get. Simple.
Okay. There might be like a tracking issue then, because I don't think I was thinking about that during the fight. I think I was just thinking about let's like get resituated, but then he pumps me hard and I'm dead.
Yeah, like you just exactly. I think if you didn't know where that guy was, like that was the issue then. Like just understanding that like where he is, and
Okay.
that also can come with like, I mean, I feel the same way when I'm fighting like a really, really good pro. Like they'll like keep me flustered, right? Like I'll be like fighting them and they'll be on my wall and they're just pressuring me so much. And I'm like, you know, like you got stuck in the cone. That's like, for me, that's like, I get flustered. Like if I get stuck in a cone and I'm fighting a pro, like I just know it's like, I know the result of it. It's not great. Like it's tough to get out of it. And so, cause they can hold you in the cone too. Like they can, if they have really good ping. And so like, yeah, just not getting flustered in the moment, understand like what you need to do and execute it is just like, that just takes time, practice, and like also not putting yourself in flustered situations. Like what this is in my head, this is like a bound to happen type situation. Like when you go above the guy like this, and you hear him break the floor. Again, if you don't know that he's breaking your floor, like you can hear the wood and like, you know, that's your floor. You should know that's your floor. Like this is like, I would never ever be above a guy like that. And like, again, if I was above a guy like that, I would understand why you could be flustered, right? Like if you were to be stuck on someone's box and they're editing up like this and they're coming up to piece you, like this would make you feel like, oh shit, like this is bad. Like this would fluster you, right? You'd be kind of caught off guard, right? So it makes sense why you maybe lost the tracking on the player, but that's the big point of is just not being caught in these situations. Like you want to be not there and instead be over here pressing the walls or on a different angle or have a guzzle popped or like there's infinite options, right? But
Right.
yeah, cool. Well, do you have any questions about the fighting, about the dropping?
Just any like my biggest issue is like even when I do identify problems, I don't know how to like practically like practice them like without like
give you a
just going
routine,
into the
essentially.
game and like not consciously thinking about I need something that could be more hands-on to kind
Gotcha.
of fix my issue.
Gotcha. So I think number one, if you want to improve your peaks, like your peaks will play a part in all everything you've done here. Like this whole situation you died here is like understanding peaks and the angles that they have, right? The Raiders map V4. I'll give you the code. Let me see. Raiders map V4 or V3, not V4. Here's the code.
Got it.
Boom. So Raiders on V4 like this, and the great thing is he's got V3, V4, so you can play other forms of this peak training, which is like, not to say that he has the world's best peak training, but he probably has the only good one that's out there for now. And so like it's fun that you can go play this map and then go play a similar map that like still gives you the same practice. Like I've played hundreds and hundreds of hours of Raiders map V3, and I know pros that have played the same, like more than me, of the peak training, and then they come play this map and they play another 100 hours and then they get bored of this and they go back to the other map. You know, you can like alternate if you're getting kind of like burnt out. But this map right here, like just mainly like you've got the piece and peak control, which is just simply your piecing. Oh, it's really laggy. And might you? And you're piecing and the bot, it can hit you through the walls, right? Like, I don't know why it's so laggy, I'm not gonna lie. But I think this is a problem that they had when this map first came out, which is interesting because you can play like kind of laggy, right? But that's why, yeah. So this peak training and then the peak practice, like this is another huge one. This is a big upgrade from the last one where you could put it to like super, super hard. Like, this is like mega hard. And then you're here and you have to hit this bot without him hitting you back. It's pretty much impossible. Like, so I always do, like on this setting, it's impossible. I always do like hard with like medium, right? Because then it's actually like a realistic size. And then you're just practicing your peaks. Like and you're not just doing these peaks, right? Like you're not just doing peanut butter peaks and waiting for the bot. You're coming here and you're waiting for, like you're thinking about what's the most damage I can do in the next 30 seconds. Let's go. Boom. You're here, got it. 100. You're here, wait, got it. Like, you know, you're doing all these little angles like this. You're here, maybe do peanut butter now because he's on the right, you know, perfect spot for it. Boom, window, walk into it. Boom, like all these things. Like this is just like the big thing I want to tell you is like play this map a ton. This will help you a lot, and also just don't do the same peaks. Like it's not here. You don't just come here and just do the same boring peanut. Like actually try to damage the bot. Like set a counter. Like how much damage, how many points can you get, like in the next 30 seconds, and see if you can beat your score, because that will ultimately be what helps you learn multiple different peaks and different angles and way you're sitting on your cone and reset timing and all those things. And if it's too hard, again, you can up it the size. It's none of this is like unrealistic. Like this isn't like too big. This is pretty normal from like a head in the game. And this is like supposed to challenge you. So you can go less. Like it's no big deal. Like this will still, you're still gonna get the same practice out of it. And yeah. So I would say do this daily, like multiple times a day, probably like at your start of the day, at the end of the day. And this should be like a ritual, a part of your warm up that you have to do to like Like, and again, you will see like instant improvement. Like you play this for like the next few days and you do a couple hours of it a day, or like 30, 40 minutes of it each day, like you'll see that instant improvement. It's pretty wild. So
All right, for sure.
cool. Well, yeah, it was a pleasure getting to help you. Again, I recorded all this, so I'll send it to you after this, but
All right, appreciate it.
feel free to message me if you need anything.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate it, man.
Alrighty, later.
Later.
All right, then that is a wrap. That's a wrap. I'm not gonna go get some lunch, but yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about fighting. We talked about dropping. We talked about ranked, box fighting, and ranked in specific for fighting. I think this is a great one. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.